I'm going to answer that question by telling you a little story about a client I worked with. We had a project where the initial release was, I think, 8 iterations long, 8 two-week iterations. At the end of every iteration, we did a demo of the user stories that had been built. And we had the right people in the room. We got some feedback. We incorporated that feedback into subsequent iterations. Then when we got near release time at the end of iteration 8, we put together a user acceptance testing exercise where we had these same people come in the room, but instead of showing them a demo, we sat them down at computers and said, do your jobs using this software. And guess what? We got a whole bunch of additional feedback that hadn't come out to that point. And a lot of this was feedback on stories we'd built quite a few iterations back. And so I asked one of them, I said, this is great feedback. Why didn't you tell me at iteration 2 when we built this? Why didn't you tell me then that you would have preferred it if it had worked this other way, or this wasn't quite working for you? And the answer was, well, you didn't let me play with it. And I learned that it's very different. You get a much different class of feedback when people are sitting at their own keyboards with their own data and trying to really do their job with the system than you do if you're just showing something on a projection screen. This can work well for distributed, for teams where part or all the team is remote. In fact, just this morning, an hour ago, I conducted an end of iteration review where the development team was in India, the customers were in the UK, and I was here in the US. We used GoToMeeting, web conferencing software, so we could all see each other, and did the same thing. This is the actual test script we provided to the customer, and we shared their screen while he was going through the script, and I was capturing feedback on a remote whiteboard. The team was asking questions from India. Certainly not as good as being there in person, but still very effective.